Your Blitzkrieg Pro main event here at Acton. Enter the root of all evil, your House of Glory Wrestling World Champion. And he has scratched and clawed his way to the top of every mountain that has presented itself before him. Charles Mason.
This matchup, the fallout from what we saw at the Blitzkrieg luau, the vicious and at times almost uncomfortable match that Charles Mason had with Priscilla Kelly. Mason suggested online that he had almost emasculated Priscilla Kelly's husband, Zach Wentz, in such a way that Zach had to respond. He refreshed in very lurid detail online the despicable things that he did to Priscilla Kelly at the luau, and it just got even more under the skin of Zach Wentz.
Oh yeah, certainly. I mean, Mason's gloating about it as if this was a trophy win, and he didn't even win that contest. But he loves how he got under the skin of Wentz. And you said it right, Alyssa, when you said uncomfortable. And Johnny, you said the mood was about to change. There is not anyone quite like Charles Mason that makes me feel so uncomfortable, so unsettled. It's just gross.
And now we knew we were getting a response here tonight. We've seen the words, and now we're going to see the actions, folks. Internationally renowned, and boy is he pissed.
Usually other things are ablaze when you think about Zach Wentz, but right now the eyes were ablaze of Zachary Wentz when he looked toward Charles Mason. And still, Mason can't get...
Yeah, here we go! Too sick for this world, Zach Wentz. We're going to put it to the test. Root of all evil, Charles Mason, on the receiving end of a powder keg of a drop kick. And Zach Wentz, speed of a bullet, takes off. Tope suicida.
Levels Mason at ringside.
Straight out of the gate.
You said he was pissed. I think that's an understatement. Let's just not forget exactly where they are right now is where Mason dragged his wife around like a doll by her hair.
But this is what Mason lives for, lest we forget. He lives to incense his opponents, tries to get them off balance with purely unbridled rage, emotion. But now Mason has to weather the storm. This is the downside of such a strategy.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Zach Wentz taking off the belt, giving Charles Mason some of his own energy, but I wonder if this isn't something that Charles Mason might thrive under.
Sort of turnabout here, gotta believe.
Absolutely, I mean, and now biting the face.
And sending him straight into the corner of that post.
Now, we knew this was going to be personal, but I mean, this doesn't even feel like a wrestling match at this point. I don't know that anyone either cares so much about the win as inflicting the most amount of pain as possible.
Guttural, visceral main event we're in for here.
Said it himself, I'm going to do it like I did it to your wife. Still can't get those words and that idea out of his mind. trying to just...
Gina Monty at this point, it's probably wise to stop counting considering Charles Mason. We've seen him spring the action all around Thompson Hall. Lest we forget that battle with Cruel when Mason first showed up on the scene here at Blitzkrieg Pro. And the problems have only grown for Blitzkrieg Pro brass because the one thing you don't want is for Charles Mason to get comfortable. And he's getting comfortable.
Certainly not. He walks into his debut match smoking a cigar. That's not even allowed in this building. He doesn't care.
Wentz now lighting up the body of Charles Mason. Double stomp to the back.
A blink and you'll miss it. Stanza closing the door in the combo magnificently. Wentz bringing the thunder to Charles Mason, who now crawling towards the outside of the ring. Not quite spilling out.
Wentz so incredible at effortlessly stringing together the offense. Undeniable speed and agility from Zachary Wentz, but now Charles Mason kicks him off.
And now Wentz back in, springboards, what height! But Mason had it scouted.
I think Mason missed him in the eyes.
My
and now
God!
Turning Wentz inside out.
Mason thrives in high-speed environments despite being ever the tactician. Hold on, cover now. Graduate of House of Glory Wrestling under Amazing Red and Brian Excel. He's learned from the best when it comes to flying high, and he knows how to defend against it. Now keeping the flyer grounded, as we're seeing now.
Definitely an expert strategy for Mason, trying to ground the offense of Wentz.
Don't like it.
Stomping on the hair of Zachary Wentz. And now the, oh geez, the torque on the neck.
And
Well
Mason,
honed ground offense there.
loving every second.
Basking in it, thriving in it. Seemingly like the longer the bout goes for Charles Mason, the more he gains in strength.
Now, oh geez, and now just savoring the bits of Zachary Wentz under his fingernails.
Oh, the stank on that right. And now Wentz building up on that, but Mason, handful of hair.
Drags him back down to the mat.
Mason quick to follow up now. Wentz, tooth chipper. Launching that rope into the jaw. Mason always with the next move in mind, but Wentz raining down the elbows.
Could that be the thing here, Torres, is that Wentz is fighting incredibly emotionally, whereas I think Mason might be a little more calculated?
At this point, I gotta believe it's Charles Mason's game plan thus far, but he's trying to weather that storm.
Now repeatedly using that elevator cable of the ring rope. Dropping Wentz. Back first, a heavy collision, and now crawling into that cover.
Still getting over how picture perfect that back suplex was. Credit where it's due. High angle variety and then high velocity on the way down. Now Mason.
Again, just sinking his teeth into the skull of Zachary Wentz.
Gina really having her work cut out for her. I mean, trying to enforce the rules.
As we've always said, it's referee's discretion. Gina Monty, all too familiar with these two from promotions in the past. Kind of knew what she had signed up for here.
Oh, God, crispy.
Mason. Returning fire. The knife edge chop. Launches Wentz into the corner and now grinding away. The way Wentz's body contorts against that bottom rope. Charles Mason. I tell you all too well, it doesn't get paid by the hour. Just look at how much he weighs in at. Now, crispy right. Wentz now in a bad way. And what I was saying before about weathering the storm. If you're Charles Mason, look at it now. Wentz may have punched himself out, so to speak. And now Mason is getting surgical with it.
Only too happy to capitalize on the exerted effort now into that cover. That extra insult, grinding the kneecap right under the chin of Zachary Wentz, making it that much harder to get those shoulders off the mat.
And Mason getting surgical with it because he has the time to be able to game plan and strategize, whereas Zachary Wentz is fighting emotionally, right? So Charles Mason expects this out of his opponents, and then he's able to capitalize, to your point. Ew.
No, come on.
This is again what we mean is just Charles Mason is so disarming. This is one of the things he described that he did to Priscilla Kelly, and Zachary Wentz now all lit up and trying to light up Charles Mason.
The pace just picking up for Zachary Wentz, who now second wins a blowing, coming in hot.
Yeah.
Mason gets the boot up. Watch the double stomp.
Devastating impact. Calling out, saying that he hopes Priscilla is watching.
But hold on, front flipped into the DDT. The great equalizer for Zachary Wentz.
Bringing it back to sea level for both of these combatants. Zach Wentz now shaking loose the cobwebs, trying to get this trade back on track.
Charles Mason turned his back for 1 second to address Priscilla Kelly, watching at home on IWTV. That was the opening that Wentz created for himself. And now, looking to parlay that on the road to victory here. But hold on, reversal, Irish whip. Mason, face first. Well done, pick of the ankle. Snap of the hips, the German suplex. Pop of the hips, excuse me. Wentz, feeling it.
Howling in fury and frustration, trying to take all of that and then some out on Mason is Zachary Wentz.
Rolls through with the snapmare, penalty kick. I'd say that's good. Cover.
Only a 2 count. Devastatingly close. A little too close for comfort.
High velocity, high impact penalty kick out of Zachary Wentz. Even as we get deeper and deeper into our acting up main event, Zachary Wentz, so much velocity on all those strikes.
And so much velocity, so much speed, even after all of the damage that he absorbed at the hands of Charles Mason.
And now, little insult, a little injury, bringing the right to the jaw, Charles Mason. But Mason, you can see in his eyes, thrives on it.
Yeah, Mason's eyes almost lit up when they met Zachary Wentz's.
Now Mason going for one of his many chokes, but the combo, the enziguri finds home for Wentz, who now looking for the Irish whip. Mason, reversal of fortunes now.
Whoa, almost a reverse hurdle.
Bicycle kick, quick to follow up now, the sleeper. Other ideas, stop, bear, driver.
Zachary Wentz now finds his way, hooks the leg. Is it enough? No, Charles Mason.
Barely staying in this.
Spike Mason on top of his head with that snapmare driver. And Wentz now eyeing those turnbuckles, and he's got options from here. Mason in the drop zone. Wentz. Nobody home on the double stop.
Mason rolls out of harm's way. Oh, and Wentz sent crashing into the turnbuckles. Mason follows up with the double knees.
And now quick to follow all that momentum into the Death Valley driver.
Like one seamless motion into that cover.
But the shoulder up from Zachary Wentz.
Zachary Wentz fighting for himself, but also fighting for Priscilla Kelly.
Yes, indeed, all the chips on the table for Wentz. Charles Mason looking to put down Zach Wentz. And one of those many chokes may be exactly what it takes. But hold on, Wentz, other ideas. Trying to fight his way out of the clutches of the root of all evil. Corner to corner. Nobody home for Mason. Up and over out the back door. O'Connor roll.
Oh, rolls right back into that choke. Bearing down that pressure, but Wentz back on his feet.
Doing his best to keep his pace under him now. The inverted atomic drop. Sweep of the legs. Nobody home on the penalty kick. Mason now.
Well, wait a second, was going for the choke once more, trying to gouge the eyes, but either way, Zach Wentz shifts it.
Rear naked choke of his own. Body scissors fully locked in. Mason's close to the ropes, but hold on, Wentz.
Wisely rolling, positioning his body between Mason and the closer ropes instead.
Well, Wentz, that hold is locked in tight. Mason, for all his...
Whoa! Throws both of them out of the ring with this wild abandon. Anything you gotta do.
Charles Mason We knew that he was gifted when it came to choke offense. We're just seeing now what Charles Mason knows about choke defense. Life and limb being thrown to the wind here in our Acting Up main event. Oh my God. What are they?
Oh, slammed onto the apron.
Mason now rolling back. Wentz in pursuit. Hard landing, and that may have changed the tide.
Oh!
The bicycle knee strike finds the jaw. Wentz now sticks the landing on the cutter. Floats through the air. Greatest of ease.
Mason, the positioning, able to get that shoe on the ropes.
That sixth sense of Charles Mason when it comes to knowing where you are in a wrestling ring.
How frustrating must that feel for Wentz, thinking he had this match won, and all it took was pulling him a little closer into the center of the ring, and that might have been it.
And now Wentz pondering the next move, rolling to the outside. He may be looking for hardware. Charles Mason trying to pick up the pieces.
Yeah, this is just how far Charles Mason has pushed Zachary Wentz over the course of his match with Priscilla Kelly, over the course of this match.
That steel chair. Oh, Gina. Don't know about that. Sleeper suplex. Mason just dumped Wentz on the top of his head. And now. Not her first rodeo. But Charles Mason now, ever the improviser.
Finding a way to still use the chair to his advantage.
Yes, indeed. He's tested Gina Monte's patience one too many times.
And she did make it clear she will disqualify him.
Oh, clipped right to the jaw. Zachary Wentz now.
Wait a minute.
Going up to meet Charles Mason. That chair is still in the center of the ring.
Mason now holding on. Wants no part of that superplex.
Biting Wentz's face again. He's going to have permanent teeth marks in his forehead.
And his own rendition. That seated choke from the turnbuckles.
Just look at the way that Zachary Wentz's feet were dangling.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Oh, what's the stuff?
Oh! Wentz wrenching the chair. Oh, it's Gina!
Jesus! Gina Monte just ate a fastball made of pure steel right to the face.
And now, a kick to the lower regions from Charles Mason.
And Mason now looking to dish out the damage. He wants that double stomp. Wentz defenseless. Double stomp! On the steel.
Absolutely atrocious, but no one to count the. But no, here comes Bill Thompson. Zach Wentz is able to kick out.
Even with his head sandwiched against steel. But now, watch the Gotch style tombstone pile driver. Charles Mason, root of all evil, victorious.
Despicable.
Always the opportunist, always the strategist. I gotta believe tonight here at Blitzkrieg Pro's Acting Up went exactly according to the plan of Charles Mason.
Charles Mason victorious over Zachary Wentz and seemed to be blowing a smooch to the camera aimed at Priscilla Kelly. Still finds a way to get that message across, but there was a major message sent here tonight.
Charles Mason all smiles, and that smile is going to be burned into the memory of Zach Wentz, who now requests a microphone.
This just definitely does not seem like it is over between Wentz and Charles Mason. We're going to see what implications that this is going to have as we head deeper into the fall.